Hey, welcome to the show. As you can see, it's only two brothers left. The last brother standing. We got I got a anniversary tonight, so he's out doing that thing. But you got me and you got Jonathan, aka I am Swag, and we're gonna get this show started the right way. Talking about Neon Dion and the HBCU.
Hey, the 3200, you know how we connect. 3200 Magnolia was the address. Beaumont, Texas, had to do it like that. Wanna welcome everybody to the podcast. Plenty stories that we gotta explore. From the views of husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, baby fathers, and workers. I know this though for certain. You gon' laugh, have a good time till your side hurting. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. Hey, yeah, make sure that you turn it up. Get the talking, ain't no topic that we do not discuss. Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time. Good vibes, tune in, cause you know it's going down. 3200.
Once again, welcome to the show. We got to get this started off right. So we're asking that if you like this show and love it, subscribe, tell others about it, let your family know, let your grandmama know, let everybody know about this. We starting. How was your week, Jonathan?
It's good, man. I just wanted to say happy birthday to our owner, the Jerry Jones.
Oh,
80th birthday. I was waiting to say it all day because I knew you was gonna piss you off. Happy
yeah, so,
birthday. We had singing to him and everything in a Cowboy jersey today.
You can leave a comment if you want to be heard about that whole BS. Let's get to people that we actually know. Last week was my birthday on Saturday. Then we had our grandma on my mama's side. Birthday was on Sunday, and Isaac's birthday, the other brother that's missing, was on Monday. So happy birthday to the family members.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, cousin Toya.
Cousin Carya too. Her birthday was last week too. So happy birthday to all the Libras except for your coach. I mean your own. Well, he's like a coach. Man. So many things to talk about tonight, and we'll start with the biggest thing is Neon Dion. Jonathan, show that footage for us.
All right, pulling it up.
26-12 in the post-game handshake. There was a handshake. Coach Sanders from Jackson State goes in for what we call the bro hug. Coach Eddie Robinson Jr., Alabama State, was not having any of it. He was very frustrated and upset with Coach Sanders. He talked to the media after the game and had a laundry list of complaints.
I guess me being up front is just like I thought it was a lot of disrespect the whole week. And so you're not going to be disrespectful the whole week in the media. We didn't talk in the pregame. I was out there the whole time at the 50-yard line. He walked through our whole our whole huddle, our end zone. He came a long way around his side of the field in the pregame. Thought that wasn't classy at all. And so in the postgame, I'm not about to give you the Obama bro hug. I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to go on. I'm going to always be respectful and respect the game. You got the great guys, W.C. Gordon, Eddie G. Robinson, those guys, Reno Kaz. I'm living on the shoulders of the SWAC. He ain't SWAC. I'm SWAC. He ain't SWAC. So he's in the conference doing a great job. Got a great team. Son should be up for the Heisman Trophy winner. I love Shador. Great player. I love what he's doing for the conference. Probably one of the best things we had since that Steve McNair when he was in there. Love all that, but you're not gonna come here and disrespect me and my team and my school, and then want to bro hug me. Shake my hand and get the hell on. Period. You got the W. Great job. I hope he comes back next year. I pray he don't get a Power 5 job. We can put him next year in Jackson, and I pray they put us for their damn homecoming.
Coach, would you describe it? Were you just trying to pull away from his handshake there?
Yeah, it's just pulling away. I mean, we handshake and that was it. I mean, it ain't no need for no embrace. You know, we ain't friends. He ain't never called me. I ain't never called him. Great player. Everybody wanted that to be prime time as a little kid. All right, great player, all of that. Played against him, got tons of respect for the guy. Doing a great job as a coach, but you can't do all that stuff all week. And then you come back, put your backup quarterback, and you want to run a hitch and go to try to put more points on the board. It's disrespectful. Game was out of line. It was 26-12. 40 seconds left. We had no timeouts. Take a damn knee. You want to try to run a hitch and go. So we started blitzing. We're going to knock him out the game too. So that's how we got to play it. I mean, it ain't no quarters given. So you want to do that, don't come with me and try to bro hug me like we friends. We ain't friends. You didn't shake my hand before the game. Why you shaking my hand after the game?
Coach.
Man, he was upset. Welcome to the show, Peak Ike.
Hey, listen. I'm only on the show for a little bit. My wife's in the shower. It's our 21st anniversary. So I'm sneaking on the show for a minute to make sure that you two ain't messing up our show. I just sneaking in real quick to make sure you guys ain't messing up the show, man. We trying to stay legal. We got 85 subscribers on YouTube, and I don't want to lose none of them. So I'm just in here double checking while the wife is in the shower to make sure you guys ain't ruining our show, man. I know I am swag over there. I know Jonathan, man. I know he says some wild things, and he gets pretty close to getting us kicked off every week. So I just wanted to sneak up in here to make sure you ain't screwing this up, man. We ain't making no money, but we don't want to make no money every day. Yeah, I'm just sneaking in here. I want to make sure that we're putting out great content for all 3 of our viewers that are watching with us right now, man. I'm gonna make sure we're good.
Look, he Ebony. Go get him. I need her to come get you. Yeah. We don't need a supervisor. We are supervised tonight. To change your anniversary to another day. Should have went last night to the proceedings. We out the chain tonight. We're gonna be like Deion. We are swag.
That's exactly. You're talking a little bit too loud too now. You talk a little bit too loud. You gotta keep it down. That's exactly why I wanted to come on here to make sure I keep
the kids go get their mama.
Hush now, we can't let you getting too loud. Listen, that's why I want to come in to make sure that y'all wasn't going out of hand, getting out of control with this, man. We're a civilized show with dignified subscribers, man. We want to put out great content that's educational and wise for the children and our subscribers, man. You guys, I'm watching you. I just want to let you know I'm watching.
Hey, you can't watch forever.
Watching y'all. I'm watching.
You got a job to do tonight. It's anniversary night. You got a job. So. Once you get out that screen, buddy. Once you get out that screen. Well, we're gonna start with this since you're on here. How do you feel about what Coach Robinson had to say?
Oh shit. Coach Robinson, let me tell you, the whole thing was out of control there. I think Deion was on, Deion ain't do nothing wrong. Coach Robinson, he made a few valid points, the handshake at the beginning of the thing. Okay, yeah, you can shake the hand. And Deion explained himself. But the whole I don't know. What position did Robinson play when he was in the NFL? Was he a cornerback?
I don't even know.
Ain't nobody
okay.
What's up about it? I thought he was Grambling State, the most winningest coach. I thought he was like his son, and he actually ain't. So.
Yeah. No. Let me tell you, Deion has done more for the SWAC than anybody out there. It used to be just Grambling and Southern holding the SWAC down, and that was mostly because of their bands. It had nothing to do with football. Football programs have always been struggling to get help, man. So Deion is actually doing a lot of great things. I think Coach Robinson barely acknowledged those great things that he is doing for the school. I think he was wrong to skip. Well, we know it was a money grab. I think it was smart, hey, we want the stands full for our homecoming. We want to sell out. I think it was smart scheduling Jackson State because you knew the people was going to show up. It was a money grab. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not mad at him about Deion, mad at him, but it was money. I would did the same thing. We're a poor school. Hey, we got the big game. Let's get them over. But I think it was out of control, and I am out of line right now. My wife is a little bit too close for comfort. Listen.
Shoot.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna go start doing some push-ups and getting ready for my anniversary night here, man. I'm gonna start getting ready. I think the problem with it, the problem I got with this whole situation, is why it brought a lot of attention to the SWAC. It also brought a lot of negative attention to the SWAC. It showed student athletes, they're still students, but student athletes, it showed them cussing out a coach and disrespecting the coach, which is bad for our culture altogether. Because it shows, some people who never watch SWAC and like, oh, this is how their kids are. They cussing out cusses, they disrespecting cusses. So in that kind of light, and it shows too that we don't get along. You know what I mean? And this is not the first college team, and you see it in the NCAA, you see it in Division I, where the coaches don't get along or whatever all the time. But because this is SWAC and because it's that, people tend to get a bit more. If it's the other coaches, people are gonna say, "Oh, it's just the competitiveness in them." If it's us doing it, then they're looking at us like, "Oh, nah, they don't have any disrespect. They doing it." You know what I mean? They look at us in a different light. So that's the light. It brought a lot of attention good to SWAC, but it also brought a lot of negative stuff. And I really hate that for us because we're really moving on a positive note with Deion and his program and all the other Eddie George. Everybody keep forgetting about Eddie George at Tennessee State, but Eddie George doing some great things over there too. He's just not as marketing and flamboyant as Deion is.
Yeah.
All right. But give us a good show, man. You guys, all our subscribers who are watching, man, thank you for jumping on. Next episode there. Get out of here.
All right, we'll get to the Deion part, his side of the story. I wanted to chop it up a little bit, but this is Deion's side.
Coach Sanders came into the media room after Coach Robinson left. The media did not have to explain to him.
Let's put it up.
There you go.
What Coach Robinson said. Coach Sanders heard it all and he responded.
I walked up to my exact words was, "Hey man, you had them ready to play. Good game. And shook hands and tried to embrace it. He pushed off. That was it.
Do you think that there were any reasons for him doing that?
I don't know. It could be a plethora of things. I think he thought he was going to get a win. I don't know why he would have ever thought that. I did hear his interview where he said that I came out and ran around the field. All of the people that have been with me for years, even playing in the NFL, I always come out the locker room and run around the field. That's my tradition. That's what I do. That was nothing personal to invoke any riotous act against them. That's not who I am. That's not what I stand for. That's not what I'm about. Secondly, he also said I had come to greet him in the center of the field. I don't know if you understand. We got here very late, so that expedited our whole process of preparation. So now we were in like, let's go get it. And I'm not one to go find the coach. Coach Dancy is one of my dudes. I don't recall going to greet Coach Dancy the last time we played at home against Mississippi Valley, and that is my dog. So I don't know what he was thinking that I was going to be. And then I heard him also spew out comments about what did I say leading up to the week. I think I was a darn good salesman leading up to the week. Did we sell the game out? Did we sell the game out? Yes or no? Had they ever been sold out here? So I thought I did my job. I thought I should be applauded. Really? You got to understand, we put a backup quarterback in, and that kid works his butt off, and they're blitzing. You got 9 in the box, and they're coming. So I got a running back that just got in the game. He's cold, and they got 9 in the box, and they're coming. So don't I want to protect my players as well? And what about the countless number of timeouts that you just called? Tell me something as a coach. So when the other team is trying to score on you, you don't supposed to try to score on them.
When it comes to word ends on a salty note like that, I know there's two things. There's the competitiveness, but there's also the trying to uplift one another, raise the profile.
That's what I do every day.
Does it anything like this bother you? Do you want to see some sort of resolve around it?
No, because I heard the things he spoke. You got to. I listen very carefully when people are upset because you do what they say they mean. I'm not one to come back the next day and gonna pick up the phone. You're gonna apologize and we straight. No, not whatsoever. You meant that mess. And one of the comments that kind of disturbed me out of all the comments, I'm not swag. Who is? I got time today. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is? What more? I'm feeling good now. Yeah.
The post-game press conference ended on this. A reporter asked Coach Sanders, would this be some additional motivation? See,
I ain't gonna play
I can't. Deion went coach on there. He went motivational speaking on the media. Who is swag? If I ain't swag. Who is quarterbacking? If I'm not quarterbacking. Who's gonna be the running back and hold the ball if I ain't holding the ball and running? I got time today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He went all the way in. I guess I will play the rest to show how far you went all the way in. This was his final closing, as preachers would say.
I don't need nobody to motivate me, dog. I'm on working 2 jobs to make ends see each other was my motivation. You know, me being a great father when one of my fathers was a drug addiction, a drug addict, and my other father was an alcoholic. That was my motivation. Seeing no one really come out of Fort Myers, Florida, that was my motivation. This? Oh, baby, you gotta get in line. I wake up motivated. I wake up trying to bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody, motivate somebody, get somebody to the next level. And somebody had the audacity to sit up here and say what I ain't. Well, baby, I know what I am. I am a whole lot of things that a lot of folks would like to be. Oh, preach. You better preach. I'm going on there.
Pass the plate, man.
Pass the plate.
Look, hey, if him and Shannon Sharp, they gonna have a church together, man.
Oh.
Boy,
oh my God.
Yes, boy.
Deion, go ahead. Go ahead.
What do you think about that, man?
Oh man, it was I think you had a heated coach. You never want to see yourself lose on a homecoming game. Yeah, you do want the money, but you don't want to see yourself lose on a homecoming game. I kind of blame Eddie Robinson Jr. You should have did something with your scheduling, bro. You knew they was going to come. You knew what they was coming with. There's no way you wasn't going to lose. You know Deion. You know he's going to try to sell it and everything else, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's getting your money. He's like he said, he's filling up your seats. It's like going into a fight with old school Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali going to get those tickets. He's going to either you're going to love him or you're going to hate him. But either way, you're going to pay to see something.
Oh yeah.
So it's the same thing with that.
I mean, he too mad. I mean, like Deion said, they team played a good game. They only lost 26-12. So that's not bad. You know, the week before they just killed somebody else. So it's not too bad.
I mean, that wasn't even the worst score on that Saturday. I think one of the bad scores that Saturday, I think was like OU lost to Texas 49-0, hook 'em horns. I think I think that had to be one of the worst scores, but it's like 26-12. I'm sure OU would have been felt a lot better if they lost 26-12, man. You lost 49-0, but nobody talking about, man. Ain't nobody got, you know.
Now, I mean, what do you think about the little? Because I mean, I looked at how the coach pushed them off, but also I was looking at the security guards.
I didn't like none of the stuff that was done that day. Like you said before, I didn't like he walks around the field like he normally do, and they had the players cussing out a coach. That's wrong. If this was Central High School, Coach D would have went out there and acted a fool on that player. Would have had the player apologize to the other coach before the game started. Apologize again at halftime. And one more time when we get ready to leave, you're going to make sure you apologize to that coach and apologize to your whole team. It matters on who the player is. He might be sitting down for the whole game.
Yeah.
Coach D will make you go back on that bus.
Oh, yeah.
You might as well just get on the bus. So I didn't like that. You can always go in for he called it an Obama hug. You can go in for the Obama hug and give and chew a coach out that way. You know what I mean? You don't have to make it visual. You go in for the hug. I hate you. You know what I mean? Right. And you walk off and you smile and you walk out. Because there's a bunch of time, even in the NFL level, you see them, they come in, they saying some words. And either they make it real quick or whatever, but you don't have to. He made that publicly known and publicly shown. And maybe he was trying to do a thing with a school rival thing.
Right.
Maybe he's trying to start that. He did a good job at it. As far as coaches are concerned. But I don't know. It's kind of when we get put in certain positions and we're being watched, we got to think about that at all times. That's why the Obamas did it the way they did it when he was president. So that's why normal people, that's why I do it at work, the way I do it at work. If I'm in a room and I know, or if I'm working and I know I am that minority in that room, which is a lot of times, I make sure I know who I am. I make sure I know what I'm representing.
Right.
So you're on that stage. Excuse me. And although it is HBCU, you still got to know what you represent and what you're trying to show out there. I feel like Deion is doing things to helping out. There are HBCUs, man, that aren't around no more. They've been closing. So you got this, and you got somebody who's out here who's bringing in that crowd. I was reading the story the other day. JSU is talking about redoing the stadium.
Yeah,
it wasn't talking about doing that before he came, and they said that we're rebuilding the stadium. He brought in all this business and all this other stuff like that. We want them to stay. So we gotta do what we gotta do. So you're creating jobs. You're creating a community that was going down. You're getting these. He got these 5-star athletes that's coming back to HBCUs because, truthfully, you have NFL players who came from HBCUs, but a lot of times they wasn't looked at because they felt like they feel like there was less than.
Right.
So you got these. Go ahead. You got these players coming and everything else like that. He's bringing it in, man.
Yeah, because when they're recruiting, these guys from the NFL, they're looking at everything from the facilities to the coaches to then to the players, and they're not going. Well, they weren't going to HBCUs because one thing they weren't televised. Now you have you see way more HBCU games on TV now. You had to go to like HBCU Go to watch games
You got to watch BET, and
Yeah,
hopefully your team was actually playing on BET
right.
when
And
BET
that's
was flashing.
you know. So, it's a lot of good things that Dion's doing it, and a lot of people they're not, you know, they don't have the same vision as Dion. They're more traditional, as they would say. So, they don't like his approach. But I mean, he's bringing people in. He's bringing people to our games instead of going to, like you were saying, their rivalry that they have. But no one talked about the A&M and Alabama, like how Nick Saban and A&M coach was talking crazy all before this year. They didn't talk about that. They didn't show the interviews or anything before the game, which I thought they were, to get more views, but they didn't have to because they're a Power Five school, and that's the light that I feel like Dion's trying to bring up.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, we're going to take it over to one more thing I got to show you. Tell me what you think about this.
Here to boost his resume and his family name. And Jackson State is just a vehicle to do that. Not just Jackson State, HBCUs, period. And I think we being sold out by Deion Sanders. And we
So how you feel about him saying that, man?
We being sold out.
You
Well,
know,
being sold out. The stadiums are getting sold out. All he doing, he's bringing more attention. Even the kid, he had an offer. I think he was supposed to play at SSU, but he got out and came to JSU. So if it's bringing better, players, better coaches, hey, keep doing it.
bringing money.
Yeah,
You putting money back into our communities. A
yeah,
lot of these schools are like in their own, and they were built that way back in the day, so they wouldn't be near the big city where the racist Klan and whoever else would what you call that school. Most of these schools, if you really look at them, they probably built up around them now. But even a couple, I remember. I just made 46. I remember when I was probably about 16 or something like that. Prairie View was in Houston was off by itself. Now they built a community around it now, because more and more people that moved into Houston. But Prairie View was out by itself, just like Langston, just like
yeah,
Grambling, just like Southern. Most of these HBCUs are off on their own, and so you building that is a community. That Grambling, when you go to Grambling, Grambling is the city.
right.
Grambling, Louisiana is the city. The school is the city, is that town. So when you bringing that in, you're bringing that to that town. You're helping that community. So I don't know. I disagree with what old boy was saying. It's like, oh, we doing this. When you're doing those type of things, you're doing it for not for our race, but for another race.
Yeah.
You're wearing White Lives Matter shirts.
Nah, he's just trying to get his Jason Whitlock on. And I don't see anything wrong with Dion. He's bringing more people. He's opening eyes because that coach, he should be appreciative that he got his stands full, but also he's bringing light to, hey, we're playing these five teams. We're not getting the funds that all these other teams are getting.
Mhm.
He keeps pushing the issue.
Yeah.
What about us? What about us? He's never said what about Jackson State. He says what about the ACU?
Yeah.
ACU. What about the SWAC? You know,
Yeah.
I don't agree with old boy. I mean, if that's Coonan, we need more Coonan, I guess.
If Conan is doing for the black community.
It makes no sense. But hey, Dion, salute to you. You're doing your thing. You're bringing light to the HBCU that a lot of these, like you said, I've been to some of these campuses and they need the funding that
Yeah.
about to come. All right, what we got?
Who is Swipe? If I ain't Swipe, who is Swipe? If I ain't Swipe,
This word.
is Swipe, baby. Who is Swipe? Who is?
Hey man, they do it when they do it, man. I don't know what to say. He wake up motivated though. He wake up motivated and he inspires others. He say he swag. Even got a sweater that says. Let's go on to the next. What we got, John?
All right. What we talking about? The school. Let's get on the school, man.
Okay, so high school football team in Northern California was forced to forfeit the remainder of the season after video showed several players staging a reenactment of a slave auction, according to district officials. It's River Valley High School in Yuba City. I
Yeah, man, I'm lost for words.
Let's you know what? Since we own our people,
Yeah,
I'm going to start with my people first before I go out there and I'm going to turn around. You know how you used to acting up in front of these people.
Right.
I'm going to talk to my people first. If my child, I don't understand how my child could reenact a slavery auction at school like that, because they from what I understand, and if you read into the story, we didn't do any pictures or anything because these are all minors and all this other stuff. I don't we not doing this. But they actually stood, the black kids, from what I understand, stood up there like in their underwear or whatever, huh? And if I I I would hope my child would have more and I'm with you, Essie. Um yeah, I'm the same because the black boys, yeah, they did participate, and that's what I'm saying. Um if my child stood there and reenacted a slave auction just for some likes or TikToks, I would beat the living crap out of my child. My child would show up at the little video later on. You know how the media want to come and interview it. He would show up with black eye and busted lip. I promise you. You have set us back 800 years by doing this. There is nothing I can think of that I have no words. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's crazy because even our parents, we had to watch Roots, and we had all this. It's just how we grew up back in the days, and I don't know. I kind of I have to talk to the parents as well. Like, what's your foundation? Are you not teaching these kids, showing them what we've been through, what their ancestors been through? How we got here. And just what we've been through this whole time we've been in America. So it's just when I saw that story, I was like, what? I can I can't even understand that, but I could more of I can't talk either. But I was thinking that it was gonna be white kids with blackface again. You know what I'm saying? That was,
Just like you did. Not my and I hope I'm saying your name right, Essie. Yeah, you can't see the black boys' faces, but I know, like, your child. You know your child, how your child looks. So I'm sure some parent looked at that video and was like,
yeah.
get your
about to get beat black blue, and you gonna look like
oh my god.
you was on that stage and you got beat after you got off that stage.
but that story generated. I did a little research. That story generated to pretty much a lot of Northern California. Some of the other spots, they had other things that went on that was racist like that. They had a black girl who plays soccer, and when you're in front of the goalie, whatever they call it, and she has to kick the ball, when she was standing up there to do for that point, they started making gorilla sounds.
Oh,
Yeah, so that happened at that school, and it was something else at another school that was the same thing, another racist, what you call like that at another school, and they're all within kind of the same area. I
wow.
want to say in Northern California. So, I need my Southern California people to go up.
And it's crazy because you got
Black and browns to go up and
but you
help out our people in Northern
got
California.
Oakland right there, man. You got Oakland and San Francisco. It's so many black people out there.
Yes.
I
I
just
don't know if it's a north south thing in California. I can't tell you.
man, it can't be-
I just know what part I ain't gonna visit unless I'm packing my piece.
yeah, man. But I think it's just I feel like California's like Texas. In certain areas, Texas, you're okay, but you get in certain spots, it's like, I ain't gonna be here at nighttime. Just
Yeah, sundown city.
yeah. So California got their spots too. They talk about the South, but they got their spots.
Yeah, yeah. And I have to agree, we have to talk, and that's why we bring up slavery. That's why we bring up these types of things. That's why they have these types of sit those kids down and let them watch these movies and talk about this and explain to them because they need to know.
Yeah.
They need to know, they need to understand. I love the song by Tank and the Bangers, Stolen Fruit.
Yeah.
It's pretty much is doing it in a nice tone or whatever. But when you listen to those lyrics, the lyrics are so deep, and that's what we are. We got pulled from a land, and they taking our language, they taking our religion, they taking everything from us to try to strip us down into there. They made us hate ourselves to love them and everything else like that, and their way of life. You gotta know and understand that.
Yeah. And
So
it goes back to the parents. You gotta teach your kids about about your grandparents, your parents' life, and then your life, because we've all been through it. I was looking at even a story in Fort Worth, how a 20-year-old kid was at a steakhouse. His mom take him to the steakhouse. What happens? They call the police because the bill is high. So you got to share these stories with these kids and show them what we've been going through since we've been here. Even though we've input so much, we brought so much. We created and invented so much, and they take away so much from us. And just to show them our value and who you are, who we are, and where you come from. So we got to go back to the roots. We got to go back and teach our kids, because that's some lost kids, man. I mean that's lost kids. You out here, I couldn't even fix my mind to do something like that. That's
yeah,
not even as a
and it and we really we even our generations. I remember going to our football games up in, I don't know if we want to say the city or not. You know what city I'm talking about, what town I'm talking about. And you go to their games and cross is burning.
yeah,
We have to hurry up on the bus after the game is over.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's right outside of Beaumont.
yeah.
And
And
if you from that area, everybody know what city, what little town, what city I'm talking about. They'll be like, "Oh, we're not racing."
Yeah.
Don't be there after dark.
Look, Coach D told us that this was in 2003. Coach D told us, hey, we gonna go there, we gonna kick they, you know what I'm saying, and we gonna get on us and get up out of there. That's what we did.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. They threw rocks and everything at our bus. And like I said, that was back when I was in school, 95. I graduated in 95. And Jonathan, you like you said, 2003. So it ain't stopped.
Yeah.
It stopped.
Still active.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Praying for the families. Teach your kids, man. Teach your kids. That's the number one priority. Teach your kids. Let them know who they are and what they are. What's the next story we got, John?
All right. And we appreciate you, Ashley, for all the comments. We're gonna go. I mean, since we're in school, we're gonna stay in school. We're gonna go to this daycare with these crazy people. We're gonna go back to Mississippi. I don't know what's going on. It's burning in Mississippi, baby. Mississippi burning. So we're gonna go to these crazy daycare teachers.
I have to let you tell the story on that one, man.
All right. So the big thing is we have a daycare called Little Blessing, and they come out to show, hey, how we're gonna discipline our children is, they had the great idea. Let's put on a screen mask and scare the kids into doing, what they should be doing. So this is how they do it in Mississippi.
It's shocking video. Children screaming in terror at a daycare center as a grown-up wearing a scary mask yells in their faces. The mask is the infamous ghost face from the Scream movie franchise. Terrified. So why would any daycare worker ever use something like this with little ones?
So, I don't know what it was. I don't know why they up in there doing that. But that's what we doing in Mississippi at the daycare. Now, if you see your kids going and Jalen and Jaleel at that daycare, what you come do, Leah?
I would beat. I would scare her, and I don't need no mask. What I don't get is this. Help me out. If your kid is under regular school age or whatever, kindergarten and above, if they being bad, all you gotta do is write the kid up and kick them out your daycare. There's plenty of kids that's waiting to get put in a daycare. Write them up, put them out. They don't have to be in the class. This ain't a way. And what I don't understand either is, and maybe it's just me, I could get close to a kid's ear and I can get a kid straight.
Yeah.
There's some that I have to put the hands on. You know what I mean? But you can get close to a kid ear and get a kid straight. You don't need a whole mask. You don't need none of that and everything else. That is crazy to me. Crazy.
Yeah. Just like my boy said, 100% wrong with it. I worked at a school for about 4 years, man, and that's the main thing. Me and my buddy, we would try to tell staff members and teachers, you don't have to do all that screaming. Just come in a calm voice and have a certain demeanor, and that kid will react to you. And we would show them that, instead of the teachers doing all this. All right, I need everybody get up, you ain't got to do all that. You wasted it.
What's so bad about it? Tell you the truth, when I was in basic training, I'm like 18, 19 years old. We had a short senior master sergeant, man. That dude was probably about 5 feet even. But he didn't yell. All the other kids, yell, he didn't yell. This dude messed with me, messed my head up one day. He came in, and back when I was in basic, you had a sheet of paper. And what they did, if you had money when you went there, you would write down the serial numbers of all the money you had. So if it was the $1 bill, you had $1 bill, serial number, $5 bill, serial number, stuff like that. And it was like the money sheet or something like that, they called it. So he asked to look at mine. So I pulled it out of my pocket and gave it to him, right?
Right.
He looked at it, and in a calm voice, this dude said, "That money sheet ain't right." And dog, I was like, what? You know what I mean? Because I had the money laid out. So he was like, "Your money sheet ain't right. Where's your money sheet?" And so he gave it back to me, right? I looked at the money sheet. I looked at my money. That was the right serial numbers. I gave it back to him. He's still calm. He like, I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna rip your guts out of you, and I'm gonna make you eat them. The money sheet ain't right. Give me the right money sheet. Man, this dude played with me for like 5 minutes, dog. I'm going crazy thinking I got something wrong. This dude messed me up. And he was calm, like you said, didn't get loud. And then he was the worst one. All the rest of them, they got loud with me. I didn't, I was like, all right.
You should have heard that.
He's the only one I remember.
Yeah.
20-something years. The only one, if I see this dude on the street, I might walk on the other side, man.
Because it's like, even when you read about the stories, you don't read about Jeffrey Dahmer being loud. He was very, you talk to people and they say, oh, he was very nice and stuff like that. It's those, I remember a coach back in the day at football practice, Coach Weaver. He would always say, and this how his voice was, the solid assassin is the best assassin. So, you don't have to be loud and raise that pitch. That ain't doing nothing. Most of the time, like me and Basic, when they were yelling, I was laughing actually, and I would have to do more push-ups because I was used to it.
Yeah, you're so used to it, buddy. And that dude messed me up, man.
Yo, we had a couple comments. Said she created chaos and probably thought it was funny. True. That's true, because if you go back, if you go and look at that video, it shows how the staff all gathered together and was going room to room and pointing out, the kids, and they were laughing going from room to room. It's not funny because if they're coming there and they closing up and shoot the place up, then is it still gonna be funny? No. Like chill out. And we have Essie saying, yes, could not be my child or grandchildren. That's I'm with you. So, I'm going to jump straight into another video. And since we're talking about disciplinary acts, this one, is out there. But I want y'all to see his disciplinary action.
At a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph, and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Somebody should have taught that teacher that before she decided to go in there with that mask. What's really funny is a white dude is teaching this. Like, that sounds like something like my mama and daddy would tell us, show us. It's really funny. Oh, they missed the video. I guess the video didn't show. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. I'm sorry.
Oh no, let me pull it back up.
It's not coming, dog. It still got the teacher.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it back up. My bad, people. All right, we're gonna come back. Boom. Y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right, we're good to go. Here we go. Hold on.
You gotta go back.
Yeah, I go back. My bad. Guys are gonna get on.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph, and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. Now, there's going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful.
Like Louisiana education, man. I'm sorry.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But you know what? I mean, I had teachers like that, even in middle school. Like, we had some teachers that, you know, it was like, hey, at the beginning of the year, they tell us, hey, I ain't the one to play with. Don't play with me. Let's do this. Let's do that. And they'll set those boundaries, you know, and I feel like it's so political now with administration to the teachers to the parents that it's just so tough to, you know, I mean, disciplinary action. I mean, you write the kid up, he's there or she's there, you know, tormenting you, or you have the risk of, you know, even getting jumped, you know, in your class or fighting a student, like we've seen time after time. So I don't know. These times, we gotta go back.
The times are crazy, man. But I tell you, right now, you can, you know, I know, you know, a couple of years back, I was in some really good shape, right? And you know why I was in good shape? Because I had two sons.
Yeah.
At any given time, they wanted some of their daddy. I had to make sure I was ready for it. So maybe we need some teachers to get a little training, you know, just be like, hey, you can act how you want to act. You come for me, though. You come for me. I don't know, man. I understand what you're saying. I don't know. It's so much that goes on, and it's so crazy, and they want a hands-off approach, but the world isn't hands-off.
Right,
so
right.
What happens when I tell you what happened? The kid graduates, and then they go to somewhere, and they get a hands-on approach from somebody, you know. So it is what it is. I don't know. But yeah, there is overkill though. There is overkill.
That's why I got to for the teacher. You know, that's what I got to say. Teachers, what you got to do is you got to get on these NCAA and NFL referee program because they jacked up, man. Man, you got to look intimidated, and you got to keep that calm voice, because that when you keep that calm voice, then the child has to, you know, listen. They got to come closer. You know,
and you can smash their ear.
Nah, but you know, it's
Jay said, "What's your thoughts on teachers carrying a gun?" I'll let you answer first.
Well, you know, we in Texas, so I've been to campuses that have signs that say some of our staff members have guns. It's in the country parts of Texas, but it already exists. As long as they have evaluation, hey, I ain't got no problem with it. But you know, they have to have evaluation every year for me, because I mean, we see the incident in Uvalde and other cities. You know, huh? Yeah,
El Paso was another one.
Yeah, so I mean, I ain't got no. I got guns. That's all I got to say. But I'm legal. I'm level 4 security. It's all good.
I'm with you. I pack, and I'm legal too. But I don't know, man. I'm with you. They need to be evaluated. I'm not cool with. But you know what my problem is? I went to schools with crazy teachers. I mean, teachers that really were I remember one teacher, you tell her Papa Smurf died, and this chick would run down the highway crying. And thinking back now, she shouldn't have been teaching us.
Yeah, we had the narcolepsy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like you. They need to have some type of evaluation before that's getting done. Every teacher doesn't need to have a weapon. You got to be if you just talking about tactically, um, it gets a little crazy because if everybody got a weapon, everybody's in everybody's line of fire.
Right.
So when that person is shooting one way, they probably got somebody else shooting another way, and they ain't thinking about what's behind them or what's around. They just trying to hit that target.
Yeah.
So it runs into that. It's a lot. It's a lot.
They'll have to get the proper training, but I feel like just get more security guards, get more cops, whatever.
Yeah, get the ones who are trained and ain't scared to go in and do what they need to do. It's on us right now, man. We should have had Isaac for this. We didn't. This supposed to be the cool, you know. This supposed to be the fun brothers. We both just say crazy stuff. And then next time y'all be like, "We glad you back, Isaac." But okay, said, what's the difference between the screen mask and carrying a gun, threatening with a gun and or with hands? Well, with the difference between that is the screen mask, they were specifically using that to terrorize the kids that were in their class. The gun is supposed to be used for protection for things like I don't know if I don't know where you're from, Cool J, but in Texas they're doing an investigation. But what looked like happened in Uvalde is the police officers were scared to go in. So they're trying to say, well, if the teacher actually had something in the classroom at the time, they could have protected those kids that were in that classroom. So they're not teachers ain't supposed to be pulling the gun out on kids. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You ain't did your homework last night? You know, that ain't supposed to be going down either. That's even worse than the screen. That is worse than the scream ass, you know. But and when I say hands, I mean like there's students now who are beating up on teachers.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is protecting yourself.
Yeah.
When I mean like hands, like because there are some bold ones now. They don't care, and there are plenty of videos that show kids whooping up on teachers and stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because see, like even a gun, okay, or you have security. So we can go personal, we can go home, we can go school. Home, you have a security sign out in the yard. It's a deterrent. Having security with you or having a pistol on your hip is a deterrent. Like the other day, I'm driving and I see a older black lady. She's walking down the street, but I noticed everything. So I saw she had that pistol on her hip. You know, she had it on the inside of her pants, but I could see it. So it's a deterrent. You know, she was just doing her evening walk. That's what a gun is supposed to be for, a deterrent. It's the last thing to grab. When you have security, when you have police, it's supposed to be the last thing to grab. That's why they get, qualified on baton. That's why they get hand-to-hand combat training. That's why they get pepper spray. You have to get sprayed in your eye. You got to get tased. You know, you go through these things, and that's why when we have incidents, myself, I was military police, so I know, you're trained, and when you go through these trainings, you have to get tased, you have to get pepper sprayed, you have to get hit by that baton, so you can feel the impact and don't exceed the level, of you don't want to you don't want to put somebody out, you don't want to kill someone. So that's what I look at when I see a gun. It's just a deterrent. It's not really supposed to scare anyone or anything like that. Go to.
Yeah, it's supposed to be levels, and that's one of the biggest problems in things that we bring up. actually on this show too about police killing people because their gun's supposed to be the last, not the first.
Yeah.
But they turn around and make it the first. I mean, both of us military. Isaac, our other brother, who's usually on the show, he's military too, and military really trains you, get you ready for those types of situations, and they make sure you know, hey, you're not going to escalate. Whatever, if the enemy have a knife, the most you can have is a knife. Sorry about that. Excuse me. The most you can have is a knife. If the enemy has a bat, you better pick up a bat somewhere, but you cannot shoot the enemy with something, you can't go in there and just grenade, somebody, So that's the way it's supposed to be, but a lot of people don't get that training. So yeah, I agree. If it's teachers with guns, I'm hoping that they're getting evaluated and training yearly. At least annually before school start. If you don't have that training, they should not be in there with that weapon.
Right.
And they don't. When I say packing, it should not be an AK-47. There's no reason why a teacher would need a grenade launcher for protection.
They need that AR, man. They need that AR.
Oh, Jesus.
Nah, yeah, it should be a pistol.
Hunting with an AR. Yeah. You have so many bullets in that deal. Ain't nobody eating that. But it was, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up tonight. It was a great show. Next week, everyone should be back. We putting Deion in prayers.
Yeah.
We putting hold on. Yeah, one more thing. Okay, all right. Cool J said they need to evaluate once a month. I agree. The more evaluations, the better, because they'll teach people. If you really gonna bring it, you really gonna bring it.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, hey, it's too much of a headache. But I'd like to thank everybody for visiting the show. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff that they be talking about out there. I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Like, subscribe to our show. We do this every week. We're here every Thursday night, 7:30.
Bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody to the next level.
Do that. We out. Peace.
Hey.
3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Let's go. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 3200, let's go. 3200, but you